2023 has been an incredible year for RPG fans. While to be honest, gaming in general has been explosive this year, probably one of the best in many years. No matter what genre you love, there has been an incredible game released for it recently. On this channel, however, we are all about the RPGs and the magical fantasy world that it brings to us as players. So today I wanted to let you know of some titles in 2024 that hopefully some of you can get as excited as I am. There is definitely a big range of RPG games we will be getting next year, and I feel like there will be something for every fan of the genre to look forward to, whether you are into the more dark and evil RPG settings, or you like the fantasy feel that comes with the anime style games. Either way, we are always getting swords and magic, so what else can we ask for? So then, rest at camp and regain your mana whilst we take a look at the RPGs coming next year that I am really excited about. First up, we have Grandblue Fantasy Relink. Now, ever since seeing the Grandblue fighting game, I really thought the aesthetic fitted the RPG genre perfectly, and to go with it, they already had a ton of characters who they could have implemented into a game. And they have pretty much done just that. Grandblue Fantasy Relink is an action RPG coming to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 and PC on the 1st of February 2024. For the lore purposes, you will not have to have played a Grandblue before, as it comes with a brand new storyline based in the Sky Realm, a world above the clouds inhabited by 4 races. The world holds many secrets, and though peaceful now, it was under attack 500 years ago by the Astrals. The storyline starts out with the main protagonist finding a letter about a legendary island for which he sets voyage to discover this mythical land. The group shortly meet a mystical woman called Lyria, which seems to be down to fate. The game will come with a wide array of party members with a storyline set to be around 20 to 25 hours long, but with a bunch of post-game content. And for those of you who like playing with friends, the game has implemented an online co-op mode which you can choose to play through main story or side quest content with a friend if you wish. The world and characters have a very Tales of feel, so if this is a type of RPG that you're into, I would suggest you give Grandblue a try. Did you get introduced to Persona 5 in the last few years and wonder how the other games held up? Well, on the 2nd of February 2024, yes, one day after Grandblue Relink, we will see Persona 3 Reload, released on PlayStation 4 and 5, PC, Xbox One and Xbox Series XS. This was a popular RPG back in the PS2 era, and it seems to be the right choice for a Persona remake. Persona 3 Reload returns with the hybrid gameplay style of RPG combat and dungeons, whilst balancing your everyday school life and solving issues for your fellow dorm mates. There has also been multiple activities introduced and expanded on from the original for the socializing aspect of the game. Just like Persona 5, your characters will be able to summon a persona to help them in battle, which together with the SEES, which stands for Specialized Extracurricular Execution Squad, they are tasked to defeat the mysterious shadows and uncover the mystery of the Dark Hour. The Dark Hour is a secret 25th hour that takes place around midnight every night. The moon will then turn green and the area's residents are turned into floating coffins, oblivious to what is happening around them. The shadows will then try to lure out the residents to feed on their psyches. Only those who can summon a persona will not be afflicted during the Dark Hour, and the group need to use this to their advantage to discover and rectify what is going on. For fans who played the original, you will see some quality of life changes in the game, such as the condition system which caused your party members to fatigue over time being removed, and also stopping the tedious task of social links breaking, though apparently this can be temporarily reversed to allow for certain side quests. Next up we have Shiren The Wanderer, the mystery dungeon of Serpent Coil Island, being the 6th installment in the series. I wanted to include this great mystery dungeon RPG as it is definitely a series that flies under the radar of many players in the West, as it was originally a Japanese exclusive, and while very popular over in Japan, when they started releasing the games in the West, it got overlooked. I know many fans of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series who did not know of these games, and when I recommended them to try out, they really enjoyed them. Shiren The Wanderer is due to hit the Nintendo Switch on the 27th of February 2024 with the goal of going back to basics. The game style itself is very simple. Explore dungeons and proceed through multiple floors. each dungeon floor being randomized on entry, so it is never the exact same to navigate through on each visit. Infested with an abundance of monsters on each floor, players will need to navigate carefully and approach the dungeons with tactics to ensure they are successful. On top of the normal monsters, you may encounter a behemoth, which is a giant version of a normal enemy with specific buffs to throw the player off course, such as having a barrier to nullify any damage. The game will allow you to practice your skills on specific monsters at the Monster Dojo, and come with some nice replayability features such as alternative routes, varying in difficulty in the mainline story, rewarding you for the tougher challenges. Here it is, the big one, and probably the most anticipated RPG of 2024, that being Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. The second installment into the Final Fantasy VII Remake project, Rebirth will close off our stacked RPG February month, releasing on the PlayStation 5 on the 29th of February 2024, and though there has not been an announcement yet, we can expect to see it come into the PC eventually, the same way that Part 1 did, but I cannot clarify on whether that would be in 2024 as of yet. Rebirth will cover a lot of ground, reliving the events from Calm all the way to the end of Disc 1, and reliving the iconic death, though with the way that Final Fantasy VII has been playing out recently, who knows if that will actually come. As expected, the game will probably be fairly different to the original, with new events taking place and changes being made to this game's story and pacing. We are also set to see the final two party members join the team, being Kate Sith and the once optional character Vincent. Vincent will now be a mandatory part of progression, and I imagine we will see a bit more story on him being fleshed out in the remake. There is not much I can offer on new news of this game as of yet, but I cannot wait to get my hands on it. And hopefully in the future we won't need to wait so long for the final part, as this is definitely one of RPG's greatest masterpieces. It was also my very first RPG that got me involved with the genre, so I have to owe it a lot of love and cannot wait to play through it again. Now with February out of the way, let's take a look at our next game, being Eiyuden Chronicles 100 Heroes. What was originally speculated to be released in 2023, the game was moved to be released on the 23rd of April 2024 for the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, PC, Xbox One and Xbox Series XS, which I have no problem with, considering it means the game should be more polished, and we had a stack of things to play this year already. Led by the creator of the Suikoden series, this game is a right chip off the old block. Being a Suikoden game pretty much through and through, fans have been eagerly waiting to get their hands on this game, and no one can blame us. With an array of playable characters and some epic battles ahead, I can guarantee you time will fly through this adventure. The game is based around 3 characters who fight for a common goal. After the Galdian Empire discovers something called the Original Lens, a war breaks out, and to overcome the Empire, the world's heroes have gathered under one flag to defeat them. With an entire empire to defend against, the title seems very fitting, as you will have a lot of party options to choose from through your journey. So fans who like to have a lot of choice in characters, this is right up your street. The game also has a home base which evolves as the story progresses and new characters join you, changing the crops and stalls available to you as you all work together to create a thriving society. I really hope we see this expanded a lot in the game, as this is a feature I am really looking forward to. Talking about old RPG series, it looks like 2024 also will be bringing us a new Saga series game. Saga Emerald Beyond is due to be released sometime in 2024 for Android, iOS, Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5 and PC. And though I am skeptical of how they will adapt a home console game to work well on mobile devices, I am looking forward to this being released. The game follows 6 main heroes who are travelling between different worlds which are all connected to a realm called the Beyond. These worlds were previously thought to be living in total isolation, meaning the characters are going to be pulled through a mixture of emotions seeing other worlds and how they are. An event is set in motion to connect the multiple worlds associated with the Beyond, and it is time for the individual heroes from their respective worlds to save it. The cast look very interesting in Emerald Beyond, ranging from a vampire lord looking to reclaim his throne, to a songstress robot who lost her voice and original body. Overall there will be 17 worlds to explore, with each one triggering different events, changing the path ahead for the heroes and also side quests that the player can pick up. This should open us up to a bunch of multiple playthroughs potentially available for the game, which is always a nice feature in an RPG tale. Next up we got something a bit different, being Wuthering Waves, which is an open world RPG that is looking to supposedly be released near the end of 2024 on PC and mobile, and so far from what we have seen of the game has got me really excited. Now my excitement for this may be because I missed the Genshin Impact train and never got round to actually trying the game out, but this game has definitely took inspiration from it. The world and character design looks similar, and it will have gacha elements to the game, which may be controversial, but it is not always a bad thing. All footage we have seen so far is mostly combat and showing us the world that we will be exploring. The combat seems like it flows very well, and pretty much what you expect to see with this style of game. You will also have multiple characters you can switch between, controlling one character at a time. We may not have been provided with much story information as of yet, but what we do have explains the following. Humanity has been wiped out after a mysterious layman swept the globe. Since then, the world has begun to be inhabited by monsters and unknown beings. Humans have now started slowly rebuilding civilization while avoiding the threat of the monsters. I expect news for this game will start to slowly ramp up shortly, and you can pre-register for it on its website, which I will post a link of in the description of the video. I understand this may not be every RPG fan's cup of tea, but it is something I am really interested in seeing develop further. Now, the final game on the list, and what is my favourite game to be coming out in 2024, Metaphor ReFantazio. This game is due on the PlayStation 4, 5, PC and Xbox Series XS sometime in 2024. Coming from the same team who made and directed Persona, this game looks to take part of the Shin Megami Tensei formula and appearance and create a whole new experience for us all. In their own words, crafting a fantasy experience unlike any other. And from what I have seen for the game so far, they have done an excellent job of it. I feel like this game has the opportunity to take over the RPG scene as Persona 5 did on release. The enemies look awesome, the UI looks very nice, and the world and backgrounds look to be made with a lot of detail to truly bring out the medieval European fantasy setting they are aiming for, which is good as Atlus are putting a lot of faith into this project. The story will be based around a kingdom that's king and son have died, making way for a new ruler. Our protagonist is one competing for the throne, this being the cause for his journey to travel around the kingdoms and gain the residents' backing and support. Obviously gaining this support is not going to be easy, and is going to take our team on some dark paths filled with some wacky enemies. With the release year of this game fast approaching, I am expecting we will get a lot more detail on this soon. The characters also seem to take your normal RPG archetypes previously seen, such as knights and thieves, but it is interesting to see how the team will bring about new life to a series after working on the same continued numerical titles for the same game series for so long now. And that is it. There are 8 RPGs that are due to be coming to us in 2024, and it seems like for a second year in a row we will be getting some great games. There are many others coming, such as Paper Mario Thousand Year Door Remake and Unicorn Overlord that others may be interested in, but I wanted to cover some that I am looking forward to the most. Remember, if you love RPGs, hit the subscribe button to help the channel and let me know you want more. I tend to cover RPG guides and tips and general upcoming RPG information. Now adventurers, your mana is full and the campfire is now at an end. Go back out there and save some worlds. Take care everyone, and bye for now.